4 and 5. Aloha and welcome back, buddies. I'm Sammy Grayson, and it is time for more Dawntrail. Last time, we came to the village of Urkopacha and located at Tobli, our first elector. And now Wuklamat has to go and capture a very special kind of alpaca. So best of luck to her in this endeavor. The Feet of Gold. As Wuklamat helped demonstrate, the valley alpaca are wary of people. Getting close enough to catch one will not be an easy task. You might have warned me about that earlier. I have enough trouble with tame alpacas. How do you expect me to wrangle a wild one? With the proper saddle, you infuse the leather with a relaxing scent that soothes the spitting beast. And Zoralja walked off without one of those. Wonderful. Give me one of those, then. Have you perhaps forgotten we are a clan of merchants? If you want a taming saddle, then you'll need to find a saddler and make them an offer. They don't come cheap, of course. Crafting a saddle will cost you equivalent of 10 pel, in the thousands column. 10,000? You mean 10,000 pel? I don't have that kind of coin. Converting to gil, that comes to around 1 million or so. How about if we... Oh my god, fucking rich kid. No, this is my feat to accomplish. I wouldn't feel right about having others pay the cost. I'll find the money, somehow. In that case... that basket of wool is worth the sum you paid me earlier. 1 pel, in the hundreds column. So 100 gil. Or 100. I don't know. Beginning with the wool, you can trade for ever more valuable goods until you have something suitable to bargain with for the saddle. That's a nice gesture, but you think I can turn 100 pel into 1 million? That's 10,000 times more. I'll find the right buyer, I suppose. We need 10,000 pel, not 1 million. So we're looking at 100 times more. Oh, right. I panicked and got confused with Alphino's 1,000,000 gil. That is a lot of fucking money still. I'm not so sure about this trading idea. You were almost talked into buying a cloak you didn't need mere moments after you arrived. But I just... hate when you're right. Let me help you. Let me help you with your deal making. Oh, hello again. Mablu. I work here as a ranch hand, but I've also learned a lot about the peddler profession. It's alright if I aid them now, yes? I guided the claimants towards the first step of the feed, just like you asked. As long as Wuklamat goes alone to capture her alpaca, she's free to accept assistance from whomever she likes. Hooray! Let's see about getting you that saddle, then, third promise. I don't know why you made your offer, but I could use an ally with a beak for bargains. Welcome aboard, Mablu. Should the rest of us stay behind, perhaps? Maybe easier to haggle over prices without so many voices chiming in. Yes, stay here and pitch in with the ranch work. Mablugan, I'll need extra hands to tend to the alpacas. Gladly, although Kokose, I think you should go with Wuklamat. You've seen markets and bazaars the world over, and surely have sage advice to share. Once again, flashing back to Estinian. In that case, you should also hold on to the alpaca wool. If it's misplaced or soiled in some way, you'll have nothing to bargain with. As if I'd do such a thing. But I'll leave the wool with Kokose anyway. The better to keep my hands free. To begin, I suggest we try trading the wool to Havli, the saddler. You won't agree to the deal, of course, but it'll give us an idea of how much he'll accept for his wares. Bing, bing, bing. should talk to the alpaca keep. Just, like, get things rolling. Don't actually need that. I don't know why I bother doing that. I never use the things. Oh boy. Bicolored gemstones. Mega Magui pineapple. Thing actually looks like a grenade. I wonder if they call those things pineapples. Alright, where are we going? To find... Ah. Hello. Something I can do for you? We've come to bargain. I need one of your special taming saddles to catch a wild alpaca. A saddle, is it? And how will you be paying for it? With this basket of fine alpaca wool. What use does a saddle maker have for wool? It barely covered the cost of a single strap buckle. Offer me something I actually want. Okay, something that would be useful in saddle making then. So maybe some leather, some buckles or something like that. Mezcal. I like to nurse a cup a day at day's end while I inspect my finished work. Bring me a jug of quality stuff and you've got yourself a deal. This bodes well for us, third promise. Such mezcal can be had for only 5 pel in the thousands column. 5,000 pel. Hold on. Did you say third promise? Then my offer has changed. This is going to cost you a jug of premium mezcal, aged 3 years at least. 3 years? That stuff is valued at 10,000 pel or more. Why do you double the price? Because I must support the man of ambition who will see my business prosper. Zoraja will go to war, and his cavalry will need saddles. Lots of saddles. It's nothing personal, third promise, but I won't sell you my craft for anything less than my asking price. Should have just shut our mouths and got him the mezcal. It's like, well, fuck. Can't say that I blame him. I'm known for championing peace, and peace is unlikely to bring him more customers. Those of our grandparents' generation remember the dark days when the clans were at war. Many of these Pelu pray for your victory, Wuklamat. The younger ones, though, to them, strife and bloodshed are as children's stories. They think themselves safe from these horrors and take the peace we now enjoy for granted. Still others are unsatisfied with this quiet prosperity and crave the future the second promise envisions. They've become obsessed with innovations like the dirigibles that have made trade swift and easy. Then you have those like Havli, convinced that their first promise plans for conquest will afford them opportunities for great profit. What about you, Mablu? Aren't you of the younger generation? At least a year or two younger than me, I'd say. Oh, I was raised on the old tales. Memorized the accounts of what it was like when the Yakhui ruled our village. That is why I have to help. I want you to become the Dawn Servant, to keep our nation from going back to the way it was. Well, then I guess I better make sure I win the contest. But the type of mezcal the saddle maker wants is so very expensive. Do not skip. Fat fingering buttons. Aren't we expecting to need 10,000 pel from the outset? Nothing's changed. We just need to get on with it. I may not have a head for trade or the stomach for alpacas, but I won't give up with the piece of Tuliolala on the line. Then neither will I. We will make you Dawn Servant. Aiming for that 10,000 pel jug right away will only bring us failure and frustration. First, let's try exchanging the wool for anything even a touch more valuable. The trick is to find someone who needs alpaca wool and is willing to trade at a loss to acquire it. Someone who supports your bid for the throne, for instance. It's like, oh yeah, that guy we met on the way here. Of course, the Weaver! Wolnuck was his name, I believe. Went out of his way to say he agreed with my vision and he was here to buy wool. think I remember the direction he was going, but for now, let's head back to that road where we first met him. I believe he also said he bought triple what he was after and got a discount, so he's probably set. Unless the fact that it's coming from Wuklamat herself is somehow part of the bargaining. Alright, where is this guy? Let's see. Did he go off that way? There is another settlement up there. This is the spot. After Bolnock talked to us, he walked off to the south. And he was probably going to Kuvlo's Inn. Most visitors to Wachunpelo end up staying there. Let's go and check, shall we? Rally Ratet. Oh, the entrance is over there. Okay. A vendor and a merchant. Where are we? This is just straight up an inn. I thought it was like... I thought it was a little settlement. No, it's just a place. Can I have that basket, Kokose? Basket of standard quality wool you receive from Tobli, worth 1 pel in the hundreds column. Thanks. Now let's see if we can turn in a profit. Bolnock, I'm glad we found you. Are you interested in making a trade? Their promise, you wish to do business with me? Might ask what this is all about. One brief explanation later. I see. So the goal is to turn that basket of wool into a jug of 3-year-old premium mezcal. And allow me to invest in your efforts. Yay! Peace in Toral is what allows me to cross freely into the lands of my suppliers. Naturally, I would prefer that one pledge to preserve that peace to win the throne. Thus do I humbly offer you this wool poncho, a small token that I pray contributes to your victory. Oh, that's fine craftsmanship. Garment like that would easily reach 5 pel in the hundreds column. That's very generous, Bolnock. Thank you. I promise I won't let you down. Alright, so return 100 into 500. I have every faith in you, third promise. May fortune bless your future dealings. So what's the next step? 500 into 1,000? Can't believe you quintupled your investment with your first deal. We're off to a spectacular start. Only because Kokose remembered our weaver friend. All I did was hand over the wool. That's not true. The connections you build with people are vital. This is one of the most fundamental precepts of trading. One which you've instinctively mastered. You think so? I know so. Now let's take our 500 pel poncho and trade it for something even more valuable. Here, Kokose, you take the poncho. I lost it somehow. Erinville would never let me hear the end of it. Alright, so now the question becomes, who needs a poncho? All set. Our next deal is waiting to be found. Excellent trade. Okay. New UI elements. Was not expecting that. Leveraging Connections is a sound strategy, but we should also consider supply and demand. An individual in urgent need of a good poncho will offer more than a merchant simply looking to stock his shelves. That makes sense, but how do we know if someone needs a poncho? They aren't wearing one? As dumb as it sounds, that would be the most obvious answer. That's the obvious answer, isn't it? Look for a person without a poncho and hope they're eager to buy ours. Yes, there you go. Find the demand for our supply. So where should we begin our search for prospective buyers? There are any number of places, but we could do worse than starting right here at the inn. There might be interested travelers. Here needs a poncho. A lot of Mamulja hardly wear anything to begin with. Those are probably Landsguards or sellswords. Mamulja who soldier for a living prefer not to wear much above the waist. It hampers their movements. So that guy over there in the armor is definitely out. So even if they have bared shoulders, Mamulja carrying arms can be struck off the list. No arms. That one has a poncho. That one has staff or something. You, my friend. Let's see. No cloak, no coat or cloak, but also no weapon. Oh, we might have a winner. Oh there, friend. You're not a mercenary by trade, right? I was curious about your bold choice of dress, or lack thereof. Oh, it was no choice of mine, believe me. I was attacked by beasts on the way here and barely escaped with my scales intact. My coat was not so lucky. I'm actually a toolmaker from Tuliolal. I was dressed quite smartly. All the better to show the Pelu I'm a man who takes pride in his appearance and therefore his work as well. But now look at me. I think we hit the jackpot. Well, sir, this is your lucky day. Would you like to buy a poncho? What a splendid poncho. It would be the perfect replacement for the coat I lost. We'd be willing to part with it if you'd like to make a trade. For one of your fine tools, perhaps? What about this hatchet? I crafted it myself and will vouch for its quality. The blade looks sharp, the haft well made. I'd value it at 1 pel in the thousands column. So 1,000. Oh ho, from 500 to 1,000. We have a deal. Wonderful. A fine garment such as this should put me on even footing with any Pelu merchant. Like the eponymous owner of Miplu's mate garden, for one. Her field hands use hatchets to harvest the mate, and I thought to impress her with the tool I sold you. No matter, I have other wares to sell. Glad I am to have met you. Hooray! Did you hear that? We've already found our next buyer. The Miplu's mate garden we go. Yes, but it's a fair distance on foot. It should take alpacas. These ones will be the calm type, right? Get on the alpaca, Wuklamat. Now we just need 10 times that and we're all set. Well done recognizing that toolmaker as a potential customer. If you mind to change professions, you'd make an excellent merchant. I say, looking at my guild count. Well, then again, this character doesn't have crafters leveled, so... And again, it doesn't matter. I can never keep more than 1 million on hand anyway. Aethercurt! Yeah, I am not... I should be better at this economy shit than I am. Like, the fun fact about me, actually, is that I did take, like, a business class back in high school. So I should have at least a little bit of understanding of how this all works. Before we get moving, you should be the one to hold this. that, I suppose we should hop on the alpacas Mablu has so kindly provided. Ready to go? Let's mount up. Oh. For a second, I thought they were just going to let us go. Please don't spit. Please don't spit. Look at these prancing motherfuckers. You still don't trust them. Alright. Where are we headed? Ooh, there's another one. Warlar's Echo. I'm gonna guess we're gonna be blocked off from that until later in the story. I swear that mountain is too tall to be real. Warcore Zormor. That is a hell of a name. Because, yeah, that's how these last few expansions have gone. Whenever you split up and go to areas like early on, like this, you get to visit like half of it at most and come back to the other half later. You don't care for ranch work? I'm not sure I have the talent for it. Consolidate, become an alpaca peddler. Natto cactar. Guys look like cactars that have dried out. Or are pickle flavored. That was a weird thing to say. I'm sorry. Peace. We made it without a single smelly incident. Sent the alpacas back to Ikluvo's inn, so we'll walk around along the main road when we return to the village. Speaking of roads to travel, you were adopted by the Dawn Servant, weren't you, Third Promise? That I was. Then perhaps you understand. I was an orphan too, you see. Tobly took me in. Took in all the ranch hands, actually. All of them? All of them? Yes, and everyone's works hard at the chores, grateful for the opportunity to repay the head ledger's generosity. Yet here I am, the only one wanting to go off and be a merchant. I mean, isn't that kind of what you guys do, though? I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm telling you this. You need to keep trading things for yourself if you're to prepare for the feat of gold. As it's mate harvesting season, they can't have too many quality hatchets. Add to that Wuklamat's way with people, and we should have no trouble making a favorable deal. That's me Blue herself over there. Pass the hatchet to the Third Promise and let's get to bargaining. You had that little axe for me? It's a hatchet, yes. Worth 1 pel in the thousands column. I try to read off the flavor text because honestly, oftentimes there's some funny shit in there. Now to see what we can get for it. I'm going to be a master of Tirali accent by the time we're done here. You're Meeplu, the owner of these fields? I have a mind to trade if you're interested. Well, the third promise. I might be convinced to entertain a proposal. What do you have on offer? This hatchet, forged by a seasoned artisan, the razor edge of this exceptional tool will make light work of your crops. Here you go. Quality is acceptable, I suppose. I offer you a large sack of mate leaves in exchange. Sack of mate leaves is valued at 1 pel in the thousands column. Same price as the hatchet. So you would bring us no closer to the mescal. If I may, Mistress Miplu, it's harvesting season, is it not? Does not the demand for hatchets afford them a higher value? It is indeed this season, which is why I procured an ample batch of tools well in advance. Missed the window for demand. I guess we'll have to fall back on connections. Think of it this way. A generous deal here will put you in the third promise's good graces. Surely that's worthy of consideration. Do not wish to give offense, but I must tell you that I stand with the second promise. These innovations will improve every aspect of our lives, I believe, including farming, and I will no longer have need of hatchets. I assure you that I have nothing but respect for Wuklamat. That's why I am prepared to purchase a spare hatchet at a fair price. I suppose it is fair given your reasons. We ourselves would be no better off for the transaction. I don't know. We could probably make something of it. How about this then? If we were to help you bring in your harvest, would you give us a better deal? As a matter of fact, I would. Until Kona's reforms come about, I can always use more hands at the fields. You can go ahead and add our labor to the bargain. Keyword being our. Added value to tip the scales. Could I have forgotten one of the most basic rules of trading? You can rest here if you like, Mablu. Kokoze and I have mate together. Oh no, I'm helping too. Off to the fields then, and mind you pick the healthy leaves. Take 5 good bundles from each of you. I don't know why, but I find it funny that they're all just called mates. Yeah. Finish up this quest. Probably call this episode good. Bing, 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 bing. Alright, so while I pick these mates, as some of you may know, I'm a person who enjoys some gamer stuff. The drink powder you've probably been hearing from a bunch of YouTubers recently. I started on it because I'm also someone who needs caffeine, but Red Bulls are expensive as fuck, basically. So I need, also very unhealthy, as are most caffeinated drinks. These you can just put in water. It's got the caffeine I need, so it's probably infinitely healthier. And also a lot of good flavors, actually. Although there's one that is there's one I've been kind of going through lately that I would just classify as okay, and it's the JFJ brand snake oil. When I read the description, supposedly it tasted like apple pie, so I actually expected something more along the lines of I guess, apple cider or apple juice or something like that. No, it is straight up apple pie flavored. And unfortunately, probably a little too much. So, good news, I've been working through that much slower. Bad news is, it's also reduced my caffeine. It's reduced the amount of caffeine I've been taking in. Or good news, depending on how you look at it. Anyway, if you like that kind of thing, maybe pick it up. Use code DRAGONFRUIT. No, I'm not sponsored. I would love to be, though. You brought the leaves, then? An acceptable harvest. We'll see how your companions fared before I make any decisions, though. So how'd you do, Wuklamat? Here, we brought our share as well. Thank you, Third Promise. This is more than enough to hold up your end of the bargain. Now it's time to honor mine. After adding the value of your labor to the price of the hatchet, I am prepared to offer you a full stack of our highest grade mate leaves. Premium mate! Bought at the shop, one sack of those leaves cost no less than 5 pel in the thousands column. Then we can bid farewell to this hatchet. Here you go. I'll give it a good home. Talk of the contest aside, I'm glad we could come to a mutually agreeable trade. As am I. All the best with the rest of your harvest. See you. Mablu, what's wrong? As I was saying before, even after everything Tobli's done for me, I'm planning to abandon it all and become a merchant. And I needed your help after forgetting a basic rule of trade. How can I expect Tobli to accept my decision then? Have you mentioned your plans to leave? Have you talked to him about it? Not exactly. I wanted to prove I could succeed as a peddler before I declared my intentions. Yeah. I seek to follow my father's footsteps, but not because he expects it of me. I want to preserve Terrell's peace, and becoming Dawn Servant happens to be the best way to do it. You should live a life of your own choosing, and I wouldn't be surprised if Tobli held the same opinion. So talk to him. You're right. Better to find out for sure than worry over what he might say. Thank you for the advice. But first we have a saddle to buy. That success under my belt so I can be sure of my decision. What's next then? We try to trade our Tealies for something halfway to 10,000 pel? No, I think we're close enough now. I say we go straight for the premium mezcal. Bargain our way into double the value, eh? Think you can do it? Trust me, I will make this trade work. I admire you, Third Promise. That you're holding your own against such strong competition where the throne is inspiring. Am I really holding my own against Kona and Zoralja? I love that she didn't even mention the other fucker. I mean, of course I am. I'm Ultimate of the Dawn's Promise, after all. That feels like a look of, girl, you need to have more confidence in yourself. Woo! Why do I get the feeling this is a test for something later? And we're over time for this episode, so thank you all so much for joining me. If you like this video, leave a like and a comment. If you want to see more, hit subscribe and the bell, and I'll see you guys next time. Ignore that.